Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Zenith GATE Mechanical. So I am very excited to launch a concept and question series for all the GATE aspirants. In this series, I will cover the important concept in detail and follow up with the previous year questions. And also I will cover some brainstorming problem based on those concepts. This series will not only help you excel in the GATE exam, but will also be valuable for other competitive exams. So stay tuned and let's make learning simpler and most effective. So the first concept I'm going to discuss is nothing but Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem. So first of all, what is the application of this Lami's theorem? So the Lami's theorem is basically you will use for solving the problem in which there will be the three forces. Okay, so the first condition for Lami's theorem is the forces should be three. So it may be a radially inward force, radially inward force, and radially outward, radially. The second condition for Lami's theorem is these forces should be coplanar. These forces should be coplanar. What do you mean by coplanar? Coplanar means when all the forces are lying in the same plane. Then the next condition is all these three forces passes through a same point, which is called as a concurrent force, which is called as a concurrent force system. So if the three forces are which are in the same plane, that means a coplanar, and these three forces are passing through a same point, which is called as a concurrent, then you can use this Lami's theorem. So the statement of Lami's theorem is if three forces, three coplanar forces, coplanar and concurrent forces are acting on a body or at a point, and they are in equilibrium, they are in equilibrium, then each force, then each force is proportional to proportional to the proportional to the sine of angle between the other two forces. Okay, so this is the statement of Lami's theorem. If three coplanar and concurrent forces are acting on a body, and these three forces are in equilibrium, then each force is proportional to the sine of angle between the other two forces. Okay, so let's try to understand what is the meaning of this statement. So let us suppose this is a body. And in this body, there will be three forces which are in the same plane. Let us suppose F1, and this one will be the F2, and this is F3. Okay, so all these three forces are passing through the same point. That means it is a concurrent force system and it is a coplanar force. Now, let us suppose the angle between F2 and F3 is alpha. Similarly, this angle, let us suppose beta, and this is gamma. So Lami's theorem says the force F1 is proportional to the sine of angle between the other two forces. These are the two other forces. That means it is proportional to the alpha. Similarly, F2 is proportional to the sine of beta. Similarly, F3 is proportional to sine of gamma. Okay, so if you remove this proportional, if you remove this proportionality, then F1 is equal to K sine alpha. Similarly, I can write F2 is equal to K sine of beta. and F3 is equal to K sine of gamma. That means F1 divided by sine of alpha, F2 divided by sine of beta, and F3 divided by sine of gamma is equal to K. That means it is a constant. So this result will help you to calculate the unknown forces. So if suppose one force is known to you and these angles are given, so you can easily calculate the other two forces. Okay, so I will discuss the problem which was asked in the GATE exam. So this is nothing but the result of Lami's theorem. So let's talk about the first question. That question came into the GATE 2015. What is the question? A weight of 500 Newton is supported by two metallic ropes as shown in the figure. The value of tension T1 and T2 are respectively. Okay, so that means 500 Newton weight is there, which is supported by these two ropes, metallic rope, in which the tension it is mentioned as T1 and T2. So you have to calculate what is the value of T1 and T2. For that, they have given you the four options. Okay, so now you can see these three forces at this point, these three forces are passing through the this particular point. That means they are coplanar as well as the concurrent. Then directly you can use the Lami's theorem. Now, the Lami's theorem, what is the Lami's theorem in this case? Now, let us suppose this is the point P, I am assuming. What are the forces acting? One is the tension T2 force, and this one will be the T1 force. And here, one more force is given, which is 500 Newton. And the angles are also given. This is 520, and this one will be the 150, and this is nothing but 90 degrees. So can I write T1 divided by sine of 120 is equal to T2 divided by sine of 150? This is the one force, and the angle made by these two other forces are 150 only. So sine of 150. Similarly, 500 divided by what is the angle? The angle is 90 degree by the other two forces because I am considering the 500 Newton force. So sine of 90. So from here, you can calculate the value of T1 and T2. How? You just compare, first of all, this T1 by sine 120 is equal to 500 by sine 90. So you will get T1. Similarly, you can calculate T2 once you will compare with this. So T1 is nothing but sine 90 is 1. So 500 into sine 120, sine 120. Similarly, T2 is nothing but 500 sine 150. So 500 sine 120 means 90 plus 30, which is cos 30. So 500 I can write as a cos 30 also, which is nothing but 433 Newton. Similarly, sine 150 means 90 plus 60. So cos 60. So cos 60 is 1 by 2. So 500 into 1 by 2, that means 250. Okay. So you got T1 value as 433 and T2 value is 250. So which one will be the correct? The option A is correctly matching. Okay. So the correct answer for this question is option A. Option A. Okay. Now move to the next question. If point A, which is in equilibrium under the action of applied forces, the value of tension TAB and TAC you have to calculate. Okay, so this is also a gate problem only. How you will solve this problem? By using the same relation, by using Lami's theorem, by using Lami's theorem, by using Lami's theorem. So the tension TAB, can I write divided by sine of, this is 90 plus 30. So sine 90 plus 30 is 120. So sine 120. So TAC, I am considering this force. So this is the angle between other two forces, 90 plus 60, which is nothing but sine of 150. Okay, so the third force is nothing but the 600 Newton. So the angle between these other two forces is 90 degrees. So I can write 600 divided by sine 90. Now, so TAB can be calculated as 90 sine 90 is 1. So 600 into sine of 120. So TAC 600 into sine of 150. So what is this value? So sine 90 plus 30 is cos 30 and cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So that means 300 root 3, which is approximately 520. So sine 90 plus 60 is cos 60. And this is 600 because sine 90 plus 60 is sine 150 only. So sine 90 plus 60 is cos 60 and this is 600. So can I write? This will become 300 Newton. So what is the correct answer for this question? Again, the option A, tension in AB and tension in AC, you have to figure it out. So that means 520 and 300. So the correct answer for this question is also option A. Okay. Now move to the next question. A rigid ball of weight 100 Newton is suspended with the help of a string. Okay, so there is a rigid ball which is suspended with the help of this string. The ball is pulled by a horizontal force. You are applying some horizontal force such that the string make an angle of 30 degree. So it is making an angle of 30 degree with the vertical. The magnitude of force you have to calculate. Okay, now if you observe in this question, suppose if you will consider this point, again the three forces are acting, then directly you can use the Lami's theorem. And one force is known to you. This is 90 degree. So if this is 30 degree, so this is 90, this is 60. Okay. If this is 60, then this value will be 120 only because the total angle is 180. That means you know the angle value, you know the one known force. So other two forces, which is nothing but the F force as well as the tension, you can calculate. But in this particular problem, you have to only calculate the value of F. So what will be the answer? So let me first draw the, let us suppose this is the point A. So A, one is the force F. This force is 100 Newton. And this force is nothing but, let us suppose tension T. Tension T, which in the string. What is this angle? This angle is 60 degree. Okay. I have already discussed this is 30. This is 90. So this will be the 60 degree. So this is 90 degree. So can I write 100 divided by sine of 120, F divided by sine of 150, or 150, this is 90 degree and this is 60 degree. Because this force I am considering, the angle between these two forces is 150. Okay, so what is the value? So tension divided by sine of 90 degree. Okay, so the force value you can calculate 100 into sine 150 is 90 plus 60, that means cos 60. And 90 plus 30 is sine 120, that means cos of 30. Cos 60 is 1 by 2, so this is 50. And cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So this value is nothing but 100 by root 3, which is approximately 57.74. 57.74 Newton. So correct answer for this question is 57.74. Okay, so in this question, you have to calculate only the force F, but maybe they can ask you what will be the tension value. So tension value also you can calculate. Just compare these two. Sine 90 is 1. So 100 by sine 120 value will be the tension. I hope this series truly help you in your exam preparation. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.